In 1792, U.S. Congress wrote into law two militia acts that would empower the president to take command of the state militia in times of imminent invasion or insurrection or armed rebellion or revolt within the newly formed Union. The first Militia Act was passed on May 2, 1792, and provided authority to the president to call out militias of several states whenever the United States shall be invaded or be in imminent danger of invasion from any foreign nation or Indian tribe. Likely in mind were the Whiskey Rebellion in Pennsylvania and Shays' Rebellion in Massachusetts and the Pennsylvania Mutiny of 1783. The Second Militia Act was passed on May 8, 1792, which provided for the organization of state militias and the conscription of every free, able-bodied white male citizen between the ages of 18 and 45. The Militia Act of 1862 allowed Americans of African descent to serve in the militias. If you were selected, you were required to equip yourself with a musket, bayonet, belt, 2 spare flints, and a box able to contain not less than 24 suitable cartridges and a knapsack. Or you could provide yourself with a rifle, powder horn, a quarter pound of gunpowder, 20 rifle balls, a shot pouch, and a knapsack. There were exceptions, though, such as occupations which included the members of Congress, stagecoach drivers, and ferry boatmen. The United States employed the draft in 6 conflicts: the American Revolutionary War, the Civil War, the World War I, World War II, and the Korean War and Vietnam War. The draft was called off in 1973. However, and this is where it gets pertinent to young men in the United States today, on July 2nd, 1980, Jimmy Carter issued the Presidential Proclamation 4771 and reinstated the requirement that young men register with the Selective Service System. At that time, it was required that all males born on or after January 1st, 1960 register with the Selective Service System. Those who were now in this category were male United States citizens and male immigrant non-citizens between the ages of 18 and 25, and they were required to register within 30 days of their 18th birthday, even if they were not actually eligible to join the military. The Selective Service System still is essentially what it was in 1980, describes its mission as to serve the emergency manpower needs of the military by conscripting untrained manpower or personnel with professional health care skills, if directed by Congress and the President in a national crisis. Registration forms are available either online or at any U.S. Post Office or State Motor Vehicles Office. The Selective Service Registration Form states that failure to register is a felony punishable by up to 5 years imprisonment or a $250,000 fine. In practice, though, no one has been prosecuted for failure to comply with draft registration since 1986, in part because prosecutions of draft registrars in 1980s proved counterproductive for the government, and in part because of the difficulty of proving that noncompliance with the law was knowing and willful. So as of today, May 8th, 2024, the United States is one of 23 countries where the military draft is authorized but not currently implemented. In closing, here are some of my thoughts about conscription. Would society be better off if conscription were mandatory, not only in times of national crisis or war? Would people feel more like they have a stake in the game? The United States is one of 23 countries where the military draft is authorized but not implemented. An additional 60 countries have some form of active conscription program.